World leaders will gather in New York from this weekend for a vital UN summit on climate change. Amongst those attending is Taoiseach Enda Kenny, who with other heads of state will be expected to set out clear commitments to tackle global warming.
The climate summit that the Secretary-General has convened is most important. Heads of state are coming to New York to say what their countries are going to do to get us on track for a safe world, a world that stays below 2 degrees of warming. We're not on a safe track at the moment. So there's a big responsibility on the heads of state, more than 125 of them coming, speaking about being more ambitious, about moving more quickly out of fossil fuel and into renewables, about helping poorer countries in adaptation and supporting the Green Climate Fund, and about all the big partnerships that are coming about on forestry, on climate-smart agriculture, on green bonds, on energy efficiency. There'll be a lot of announcements, and that will create a lot of excitement. And there'll be the very big climate march on the 21st of September.
But this isn't the first time that world leaders have gathered. In 2009 in Copenhagen, Denmark, there was widespread disappointment when countries failed to reach a legally binding deal to tackle the issue.
I think the mood is much better than it was before Copenhagen, where leaders didn't know what they were going to agree to. A lot of work has been done. There will be a text produced in Peru at the next climate agreement discussions in December of this year, and that will be discussed intensively. Every country now knows that it has to act on climate, and that's what every leader will have to say. And then we will have commitments in March of precisely what governments will do to ensure that we can have an agreement that keeps us below 2 degrees Celsius. That 2 degrees is vital. It has been agreed. It's not at the moment being implemented. So we have to change course and have what we're calling transformative leadership to get us on track for a 2-degree world and finance poor countries to help them to make that transition.
But what can a country like Ireland do? What should the Taoiseach be saying? Does it have a role globally? I'm
glad the Taoiseach is going. Ireland is part of the European Union with its enormous potential to help us to get the agreement. Ireland will be part of the European Council decision in October to adopt the package of the Commission for a 40% reduction by 2030. It will be difficult, but by no means impossible for Ireland or other European countries. And if we can't step up to the plate and do the things that are necessary, how can we expect the large countries like China and India that have millions of very poor people in their country to take steps that will be hard for them?
But what if we don't do anything? What happens if it's business as usual?
I often wake up thinking about that as a grandmother. And I think about my 4 grandchildren who'll be in their 40s, 5 grandchildren, sorry, who'll be in their 40s in 2050, and who will share the world with 9 billion others. It will be a world that will find it very difficult to feed itself, because there will be far more droughts, far more cyclones, far more of really catastrophic climate shocks. And what will they say about us? Because we had the chance to make the right decisions. So it's that kind of real responsibility. We have to do it together with the work on sustainable development goals. They go hand in hand, and it has to be done in 2015, which is why, as a climate envoy, I will work morning, noon and night for the next 15 months to make sure we get the right decisions, because it matters now for poor communities that are hurting, but it matters also intergenerationally.